he has the audacity to call me at 3 a.m. on some, yeah, the reason that I was so terrible to you during our talking stage is because I like men. Hello my loves, welcome back to my channel. Today, like you saw in the title and on the thumbnail, we're doing a makeup video. Okay, just a disclaimer, this is not a tutorial. If you like the way I do my makeup, you can do it like that too, that's you. But this is not a tutorial, this is just me chit-chatting with you while I do my makeup. Yeah, so basically I just came to chit-chat with you guys because I usually don't do like these, you know, like free chit-chat type videos. I'm always coming here with a script and a specific, you know, thing to speak about. And yeah, I decided, you know, I'm gonna show you how I do my makeup and yeah, let's get into it. First of all, how's your day been? Put how your day was in the comments below because I would like to see, you know, how everybody's day has been. If anybody was having a little fun, you know, last night and the night before, whenever, you know, going out and doing stuff. I don't know. Y'all tell me what y'all did. But yeah, I really don't have much to talk about. I will not lie. There's not really ever much that I speak about. What? Or at least speak about without a script or without a specific theme or idea in mind. Let's put it like that. Yeah. But yeah, basically. Oh, I never spoke about this. But how was everybody's Valentine's Day? It's a really late time to be asking about Valentine's Days, but also put in the comments how your Valentine's Day was before the end of this month, so that, you know, I can hear how everybody's Valentine's Day was. If you're wondering how my Valentine's Day was, well, uneventful. That's how it was. Absolutely uneventful. I don't know if you follow me on my TikTok or my Instagram, or specifically Instagram, because I'm way more active on there, and like my Instagram is basically a behind the scenes of who I am, basically. Speaking of Instagram, now that I speak about it, so I don't know if any of you know, but I have two Instagram accounts. One that is purely for content, which I started recently. I think it was beginning of this month I started it, and basically the idea behind it is to get like 10k followers by April, basically. And yeah, that one is like purely for content. I don't really ever post informal stuff on there or whatever. Like I'm always just posting like straight up content. It's not very informal. Although a lot of you, and if you did follow the Instagram that I had in my bio, the link that I had in my bio, you will know that the first Instagram account that I had was my main, but I'm thinking of turning it into like a full spam, so like I'm gonna make it private and stuff. So if you are not following my spam Instagram account, which is the old one, then go do that before I decide to turn it private, because I am gonna turn it private soon. I don't know, maybe end of this month, end of next month, I don't know. But basically, if you follow me on there, you'll get to see like a lot more behind the scenes, a lot more like of me personally. I don't know if that makes any sense, like unfiltered Lala, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna lie, I'm probably gonna lose my train of thought a lot in this video, because I lose my train of thought when I speak a lot in general. But yeah, now I can't even remember where I started out. Yeah, go follow my Instagram and my TikTok. I also have two TikTok accounts. I have my spam, which is currently mine. This is so confusing. Okay, so the TikTok accounts that are currently linked, or the Instagram and TikTok that's currently linked in my bio on my YouTube channel that you're on right now, those are my spams basically. I'm going to update it and put my content mains on there. And then if you want to follow my spam, then you have to do it now before the end of this month or the end of next month. I will decide, because I will be turning them both private. So only a select few people will be able to get in, you know, exclusivity and all that. I don't know what my tweezers are, so that's why I'm using this thing to remove whatever funny little things were there. But yeah, now I can't remember what I was saying. Okay, but basically, if you followed my Instagram, you will have seen I was basically being a hater on Valentine's Day, which wasn't originally going to happen. I did have plans for Valentine's Day. I had plans to spend time with a certain individual, but I ended up canceling those plans, basically. Why? Because one thing about me, I've grown and I've changed a lot from the kind of person that I was a year ago, and I just decided that I wasn't going to spend my Valentine's Day with someone that clearly doesn't appreciate me as a human being or as an individual, and only speaks to me when they think it's necessary or when they feel it's convenient to speak to me. Like, imagine being in a whole relationship with somebody and like they don't speak to you. Like, they barely ever speak to you. You're the one who has to start the conversations. You're the one who has to like basically put in all the work. At some point you're gonna get tired and you're gonna get fed up and you're gonna be like, you know what, I don't need this. And that's kind of where I was at end of January, and then I ended up canceling those plans, and I was like, you know what, and I broke up with the person. I was like, you know what, I don't think that you and I are as compatible as I'd originally thought, you know, because like at the end of the day, like if if you can go a whole week without speaking to me, but you say that you love me and you care about me and you want to build a future with me, then like something is not adding up, you know? So yeah, I was just like, you know, I would rather spend Valentine's Day alone than basically be lonely while being with somebody. Does that make sense? Like, if you get it, you get it. If you don't, unfortunately, I'm sorry, babes. But yeah, like, I just decided I would much rather be alone on Valentine's Day and not celebrate romance like that. And yeah, because to celebrate it with someone who clearly does not care is kind of just bad. Like, I might as well just be alone, honestly. So that's what happened. That's the choice that I made. And I won't lie, I did feel very guilty for being selfish and deciding to put myself and my needs first. But in the end, I think this is why I'm also kind of sharing this now. Like, I just decided that like I would much rather put myself first in a situation that does not serve me and pick myself than to stay in a relationship or in a talking stage or in any kind of relation with a guy that where I can feel that I'm unwanted or like this person clearly doesn't care, you know? So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. And I wasn't going to at all speak about this or like ever. Like, my plan was not to speak about the relationship or the person ever again. Like, the people that knew and the people that didn't know, well, sorry for them. But then I decided, I have no obligation to protect this person's image in any way, shape or form. I'm not gonna be like the people that decided they weren't gonna tell me that he was with literally every girl in the friend group, and hide it and not mention it to anybody. Like, girl, I would much rather just tell you straight up, this is what you're getting into or whatever. Like, I'm a girl's girl like that. But yeah, I was unhappy. I was very unhappy, and I thought, you know, I'm not 2024 Lala, okay? I'm not gonna stay in an unhappy situation just because I want to feel loved and cared for. Like, I will love and care for myself, thank you. And that is all that genuinely matters. That's it. That's literally it. Speaking of staying in situations that do not serve me and cause me pain, girl, last year this time, your girl was in another type of relation situation thing. Cause wow, you hear about narcissistic, toxic men, you know, you hear about it and you think that you experience it when you have someone who's willing to manipulate you or whatever. You think, I didn't know. The person that I was talking, and mind you, this wasn't even an actual relationship. This was a whole like talking stage, basically. It wasn't even a relationship. And this person was terrible. And of course, you always hear stories about, like, especially if the girl is speaking about it. Oh, he was such a terrible person. Like, he was a terrible person. He admitted it multiple different occasions in front of multiple different people that he was terrible to me. He knew what he was doing, and yet he still kept doing it. And then he has the audacity to call me at 3 a.m. after I broke things off with him. Because I mean, we were on and off for a couple of weeks. Like, we were on and off. Every other week, we're broken up, we're not talking, whatever. After the last time that I was like, you know what, I'm done with you, he has the audacity to call me at 3 a.m. on some, yeah, the reason that I was so terrible to you during our talking stage is because I like men. The reason that you were so terrible to me is because you're gay? A moment of silence to let that sink in. I was like, but at that point I was so unbothered by anything this guy had to say that I was just like, you know what? That's great. That is lovely for you. I wish you all the best in your endeavors. Like, I didn't have the energy to even deal with this individual at all. Like, I didn't have the energy to confront him. I didn't have the energy to even say, oh, but, you know, no. Like, it's you like men. That's why you were mean. Okay. Like, girl. That was my 2025 experience. We're not even talking about my 2024 experience. And I have to get the timeline right. I think it was mid 2024, around May or June. I was talking to this guy. Now, let me be honest with you. In my 15, 16-year-old mind, he was 16. He was literally the perfect guy. Like, he checked all the boxes. He came from a great family. He was tall. He was well built. He was a rugby player. You know, he loved Jesus. Me and his sister had a lot in common. You know, we were interested in the same stuff. I just thought, okay, this is something, because it means I could get along with your family. My family can get along with your family. Like, things could really work out. Girl. It was really all fun and games. It was nice. I won't lie. We were talking for like a month, you know, and let me not lie, I jumpy side also as Miss Girl. I was a bit forward because I immediately jumped to the whole my man situation, when in reality this guy was never my man. And I just lied to myself. But nonetheless, everything was great. You know, until I think it was mid-June. He'd been wanting to see me like multiple different times. He'd been wanting to like hang out, go on a date. Now, because I was still like a bit young, and this was like the first guy that I ever told my parents about, they were very like super like protective, and they were like, you know what, we'll let you know when you can go on a date with this guy, but right now is not the time, because y'all have only been talking for a month and we don't really know anything about him. And I was like, okay, fair enough. I relayed the same message to him. At first he was okay with it. At first he didn't seem to, oh, what's this? At first he didn't seem to have an issue with it, and it was cool. We moved on, we lived life, whatever. And then one random Saturday, this guy is on some, yeah, I'm trying to come through to your grandfather's house and like pick you up and we can go and like hang out. And I was like, yo bro, I can't just go somewhere with you. Like, I need to discuss this with my parents. I'm still mad young. I can't just be, you know, running in the streets like one of these little fast girls. Like, I gotta talk to my parents about it. And he was like, that was a Saturday. He was like, oh, okay, cool. The Sunday, he texts me in the middle of the night. What is it with these guys and breaking terrible news to me in the middle of the night? Anyways, he texts me in the middle of the night on some, yeah, this isn't gonna work out, you know, because I can't ever see you, blah, 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 blah. I was like, bro, had you been patient, we could have actually gone out properly on a date. You just running, you want to put the horse in front of you want to put the cart in front of the horse. You want to put the carriage in front of the horse. Why not be a patient? He wasn't having it. In my head, I'm like, who do you even think you are? You know? And I was devastated, because once again, this is the first guy that I ever told my parents about. This is the first guy that I ever like expressed to my parents that I really liked this guy. And so on and so forth. So like, of course I was sad. And I was sad for a while. Like, girl, like I turned into Bella Swan. And I sat and looked out of my window for a month. I moved. My parents genuinely thought I was broken. Like, you know it's serious when your dad asks you, are you okay? Girl, it was bad. Like I said, it was the first guy that I was ever really interested in. Yo, Blush Blindness said hello. It was the first guy that I was ever really interested in. So of course I was like shattered. I was like, how could he do this to me? To me? What? Yeah, and then, but of course, because I was 16 and fast, I didn't take time to heal and analyze, which is one of the lessons that I learned in life, you know, these couple of last years of my life, is that you need to take time to process and analyze after you end a relationship. You cannot just jump into a new relationship or a new talking stage or whatever. Like, take time to be single. A minimum of 2 months. Like, an absolute minimum. And mind you, there you must really take time to process, time to analyze what he did, what you did, vice versa, and like just, you know, what's the word? Take it all in. Feel the pain. Don't just jump into a new relationship, guys. For the love of all things holy, please don't jump into a new relationship. Like, you will end up hurting either yourself further or you hurt the next person. I'm gonna tell you how. You're gonna end up either hurting yourself because you're gonna be attached to this person and then they're gonna leave you, or they're gonna have an issue with you or whatever, and then they're gonna end up going, and then you're gonna be in even more pain because you didn't process the previous pain from the previous relationship. Then you're now in this new relationship, this person hurts you again, you've got double pain. Who wants double pain? Nobody. That, or you're gonna hurt the next person because you're gonna hold them to the same standard that you held the previous person. The previous person cheated on you, now you're gonna think that this new guy is cheating on you, even if he's a good guy. And then what? It's gonna cause problems in the relationship, and then you're gonna end up hurting that person, and in turn, once again, hurting yourself because now your relationship has ended. Why? Because you're stupid and you jumpy sad. You were forward. You like things. You went there when you weren't supposed to go there. Word of advice. That was random, but it is one of the things that I genuinely learned, and I was like, you know what? Maybe I should take time to process everything before I just jump into a new relationship. Okay? So take my word of advice, guys. Like, genuinely, you will be saving yourself a ton of heartbreak, because like, and I can speak a bit, I don't know if I'm going to be able to speak fully in depth about this, and how to like properly process and properly like deal with a breakup, but basically the best thing you can do for yourself when processing during a breakup is basically update your list. Now, if you don't have a list, that's a problem, especially if you are seriously dating. We're not talking about casual dating here, because if you're just dating someone because he's physically attractive, like if that's the only thing that matters to you, that is concerning. I'm not going to front here, and I'm not going to try and make it seem like I don't care if the person is not physically attractive. Like, I care. Trust me, I care. But one of the lessons that I've learned is don't just, that's something I learned when I was young. I was like flipping 14, 13. Don't just care about, you know, how the person looks on the outside, because they can look fabulous but be demonic on the inside. Okay, they can have serious problems. So that you shouldn't just focus on the outward appearance, number one. Like, have a balance. Okay, have a balance. If you're okay with being with a not so attractive guy, that's you, that's great. I love that for you, babes. You do that. Personally, I'm all about balance. Okay, so try and find, and this is why, like I said, a list is very important. Having a list of the things that you prioritize in relationships. There are certain things that you need to be able to compromise on. Okay, you cannot not date a guy just because he's not tall. I said I can speak a bit more in depth about this in another video, because this is a very informal chit chat type video. But yeah, like have a list. Okay, number one. Number two, when you get out of a breakup, update that list. Every single time you're in a relationship, update that list. Maybe there were certain things that he did in the relationship that you didn't like. Okay, if there are certain things within the relationship you didn't like, add that to the list of things that he shouldn't do. If there are things that he did in the relationship that you did like, that maybe weren't on your list before, add them to the list. Update your list after every relationship. Now, I'm also not saying go and be in relationships with random people so that you can keep updating your list. That is not what I'm saying. Don't do that, because you will look like one of these fast girls that be running the streets. Okay, we do not do that. Okay, and then on top of that, update you. Look at what you did wrong in the relationship, because everything is a two-way street. Sometimes you were part of the reason why things didn't work out, and then now you want to cause, especially as a woman, I'm talking to my girlies, why are you placing all of the blame on the guy? As women, we need to watch ourselves in relationships, because sometimes our behavior is also the reason why things don't go well in a relationship, and then we never want to take responsibility for our part in the fact that the relationship ended. So do that. Take responsibility. Okay, just as much as you want him to take responsibility for how he contributed to the end of the relationship, you need to take responsibility. Okay, always be willing to take responsibility. That's my advice to you guys. Not that you asked for it, but you got it, so be grateful for what you got. I'm doing a pink makeup look. I've been really into like the pink look, so I'm just, you know, it's like a ombre pink purple plum situation. Take a little brush. But yeah, like, sorry that I was scaling you guys. I was probably basically yelling, but I did that because sometimes, especially in our generation, it needs to be stressed. In this younger generation, Gen Z, y'all, the way that this dating pool is just filled with poo. It is filled with poo because nobody knows how to, first of all, carry themselves in a relationship. Nobody knows how to properly process a relationship. None of that. None of that. Now, on the one hand, I understand not many people speak to you about how to act in a relationship, especially parents. You know, like, y'all supposed to be training us on how to act and how to behave, and yet you don't. You know, I thank God for my parents, because my parents always, you know, they kept me accountable when it comes to the way that I act in a relationship as well. If I'm doing something, I remember one time the guy that I was with, that I unfortunately broke up with, I remember we were having a bit of an argument over something really stupid, and I was going on and on and on and on. And my mom said to me, don't behave, don't do that. do not do that. Do not, number one, embarrass yourself, and do not behave the way that you are behaving. Do not do that. You get? So I appreciate the fact that my mom and my dad, but mostly my mom, keeps me accountable within a relationship, and I'm glad that she's allowed me to, I don't know, like, be comfortable to speak to her about my relationships and stuff like that, because, you know, sometimes getting advice from your friends about relationship is also not very smart. Now, I'm not saying, and I'm saying this because I know my best friend's probably gonna watch this and she's gonna feel some type of way. Lol, I'm joking. But like, sometimes getting relationship advice from your friend is like the blind leading the blind. Like, sometimes you do need adult advice, you know, especially like with my mom. My mom's been married for nearly 20 years. So I take advice from my mom when it comes to relationships, especially because I'm not doing casual dating. Like, I'm not here for just a good time. Like, I'm here for a long time. I want a stable relationship. I want something that really the person is willing to work on themselves, just like I'm willing to work on myself, and so on and so forth. You get what I mean? Like, I'm not just here for vibes. I'm here because I want a family, I want children, I want a spouse who wakes up every morning before me and makes me a cup of coffee and gives me a kiss on the forehead. You know what I mean? Like, I want the you know, the white picket fence, you know, I want a nice family. I want to be able to live in a nice house with a great husband. I want all of that. And I would much rather take advice from someone who's been married for 20 years, like my mom, on how to make that happen. So I'm not saying don't at all take advice from your friends, because sometimes your friends really do be knowing what they're doing, you know? Because, like, I know there have been times where my friend gave me advice about relationships and she was really onto something. Like, she really bodied it. And I was like, wait, girl, you really do know what you're talking about, for real. So I'm not saying don't at all take advice from your friends, because, you know, sometimes your friend might know something that you don't know. But I'm just saying, don't make your friend your complete and, like, the only source of information, or be the only place that you go to when you need advice for relationships. Because at the end of the day, like, as much as the older generation is annoying, they do know what they talk about. They really onto something, for real. So yeah. And I genuinely hope that we can stop this thing of only casual dating in this generation. Like, why do we not want serious relationships? Like, why do not nobody, like, take dating actually serious and want to get married? Why? Like, answer the question. Like, it's really annoying. Because some of us want marriage, and then you get a cute guy who's interested in you, but then he doesn't want to get married. Like, ew. What am I supposed to do with that? It's kind of like, you know, when you have a guy come up to you on some, you know, I used to have a crush on you. Like, what am I supposed to, even with, like, vice versa, even if a girl goes up to a guy, you know, I used to have a crush on you. Like, what am I supposed to do with that? Because clearly you don't have a crush on me anymore. So now what am I supposed to do with it? Yes, I'm putting the lightest concealer I own on my lips. Trust the process. You know, I did once go out in public like this. Compliments on top of compliments, guys. Like, I got so many compliments. It's actually weird. We're not done. Now, I don't know, because I never took cosmetology and whatever. I don't know if this is something you should be doing, but I do this. I don't know if I should just put, like, just regular plain lip therapy gloss, or if I should put this, like, almost finished sparkly gloss. Speaking of almost finished, I should probably take off this stopper, because it really is it even, the stopper's inside, I can't take it off. I think I'm gonna go with this one. I don't know if it like shows on camera the way that it shows in real life, but this gloss is fabulous. I got it at like some random Chinese store, so it's basically just like a glittery pearl color gloss. I don't know if it's showing, honestly. You see? Let me just enhance the black line. My mom doesn't like the bold black line. I love it. I'm so in my Y2K era. Like, it's not even funny. I would put lashes on, but no. So this is the finished look. I think it needs more blush, because it's a pink look. It needs more blush, like that Zara Larsson type blush, blindness blush. Does it? Yes, it's starting to give what it needs to give. And then a little bit of the glitter, just a little bit of the glitter, not too much. I'm packing that blush on there like nobody's business. Ooh, that ate it up. Oh, girl. This is currently my favorite makeup look. But this is currently my favorite makeup look. I'm thinking maybe I should add gems, like small ones, small little rhinestones. I'm gonna come back after I've done it, and then I'll show you guys the finished product. I'm back. I think I may have really went overboard, but it's low-key eating for real. Anyways, so this is the finished makeup look. This is just me, you know, expressing myself creatively, because that's kind of, I think that's the era that I'm in, is my creative expression era. Like, I will say and do what I want, as long as it's not illegal or against my moral values and against what God wants. I'm gonna do it. So this is the look. Yeah, thank you for hanging with me and listening to my stories and my yapping and watching me do my makeup. Yeah, so I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Please like and subscribe. I can do more videos like this. Like, I think this is one of the videos that I had the most fun filming, doing my makeup and just chit-chatting about nothing in particular but everything in particular. So yeah, you might see me do this again. If you like it, please like, so that I know that you like this video. Okay, and once again, Instagram, TikTok, my DMs are open. Please communicate with me, connect with me, even here. Okay, drop a comment, tell me what it is that you like, what it is you want to see more of. If you like this video, tell me to do it again, because I will do it again. I'm most definitely going to do it again. And yeah, I hope you guys have a fabulous day. I know I'm gonna have a fabulous day because I'm gonna be taking pictures like nobody's business, because I look cute for real. But yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.